Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a good night's rest. We are planting some, what is that? Oh, lavender. And before I just given you a slideshow of different steps, but I thought that maybe I should explain the reason why I'm doing some of the things I'm doing. Um, because I'm sure somebody out there is wondering, what is he doing with those cranberries? But anyway, what I did is as you saw in my post yesterday, when I prepared these little trays, I filled them with dirt and I'm getting them ready to prepare. What I'll do is I'll poke a little hole, and I like to twist this little tool because that way it doesn't pull up the dirt when I pull it out. So I get these ready for the seeds, and of course, the reason why I'm putting these cranberries in there, let me finish this, is because I've heard in the past that you should add a little sugar to the water when you water your plants. And I got to thinking, I don't know if that's true or not, if it helps them, but it makes sense. I mean, what animal, plants are a type of living creature, so what type of living creature, let's just call it that, it's the animal, does not like sugar? Well, it's pretty much everybody. And I got a bunch of these cranberry raisins, Craisins as they call it. I volunteer at a local church food pantry, and we got a whole box of these. And these things right here, Ocean Spray, Craisins. And you need to send me a shout out for supporting your product here. Anyway, I don't have a tripod, so I have to kind of just set up my phone as best I can. So just bear with me. So I put the cranberries in there, and I'll mash them down a little bit. And I'm thinking that it's just like adding a sweet compost little snack to the seedlings. Now, if y'all saw the post that I made the other night on Snapdragon seedlings, I only did one row, and the rest I did without. So that's going to be my baseline, my control to see, if this is even worth the effort. If it makes a difference. I think it will, but we don't know for sure, so we'll find out. Anyway, hold on, and okay, I'm back. Had to go get the seeds. This is what I like to do with the seeds. I like to put them in a little paper plate, fold it up, and you can see the seeds are in there. That way, it's on a white background so I can see it. They don't spill. No fuss, no muss. And made a little label for it. Always want to label your seeds, otherwise it could be one of those mystery plantings. Anyway, I got the seeds, so I like to give a little pretty generous bit to each little container here, because what happens is when they do sprout and I put them in a pot, I can if there's like multiple growths coming out of each one of these, I'll let it grow out a little bit, and then I'll separate them, and then I'll have even more plants to give away and sell. I give away a lot of these plants, just people they want things. They come over here for one thing and they want something else, but they just really can't afford it. So I like to help them out. I usually do that with smaller plants. I just give them away for free if they buy something. Anyway, I put the seeds in there. I had a few left, but I'll put those back in the container or whatnot. And then I'll just kind of push the dirt back in around the hole. This one actually needs a little bit more soil. Now, it looks like I got almost a ½ inch to the top, so I will put a little bit more soil in here, and then call it good. So hold on, I'll go put some soil in here. Okay, I'm back. Soiled up, and now we're going to water from the top. And what I did yesterday when we got all that rain is I put out a bunch of pots, and literally pots and pans, and I had a skillet, an old skillet that I wasn't using anymore, and put that out. And when the skillet collected water, rainwater that is, what I did was I set this thing down, this little planter thing, because it drains from the bottom, as you know, so they don't get overwatered. And what I did is I put this whole thing with dirt in there yesterday, and I see there's holes in the bottom of this. I don't know if you could tell, but there's holes so it could drain. And I set it in that skillet. It had maybe about an inch of water in there. And here, I'll show you what I did. So I got the skillet over here. Just set it in here. See, it's got water already in here. See that water? I just set it in here for about a minute or two. And then once it soaks up a little water, what I'll do is I'll set it on top of, this is why I'm doing this in mass production. I'll set it on top of the next one that's going to go in, and that way it could drain out into that one. And then I just keep the process going until all of them are full of water. Anyway, so that's about it, really. I'm looking for my lid. I don't see it. So I just put the lid on. And, oh, I forgot my little label. Can't forget the label. Set this back up. Okay. So, I just call it Lavender. Really lovely flowers from lavender. You know, that real dainty little purple flower thing. Anyway, so that's how we do it. Of course, I took a little time on this one, so you guys could see. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helps you guys out. I didn't make a post on the rose last night. I just wasn't feeling that good, so maybe later on today, I'll post an update on the little yellow rose mini. All right, goodbye, folks. See you later.